Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back. Thanks for viewing my video. In this video, I do the Packing Heat book tag, what to pack on a holiday. I was tagged in a video by Pat at Book Chat with Pat 8668 per Pat. This is a brand new original tag created by Heather at HeatherGreg975. I was also tagged by Heather. This is what Heather said in her video. Last a tag about which books to pack for a holiday, with a title tipping its Stetson to all the readers of Westerns for June on the Range. Please do this tag to add your wisdom to the Collective Booktube knowledge. There are 6 prompts in this tag. I am going to do this one on the fly. I didn't prepare my answers beforehand. However, as I always say in those instances, I will not just let the camera run while I'm thinking about answers. I will pause and come back when I have the answers. The first prompt is, which type of books do you pack? Since it's a holiday, I'm going to pack more lighter books. Probably I would pack romances, especially if I'm going to be doing some time sitting on a beach. I think those are ideal books to read on a holiday where you're spending time at a beach. As far as examples, the number one book I want to read in that situation is Beach Read by Emily Henry, a romance. I have not read it yet. I have read 3 others of her books and I like them a lot, so she's a top author for me. I will bring Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Just by the cover, it looks like it is at either a lake or the ocean. And my holiday is going to be near a beach. So those are the 2 books I'm going to bring with me, neither of which I've read yet. As a matter of fact, I'm going to, I think, do this video. When I answer any of these prompts, it's going to be books that I haven't read yet, but that I think are going to be good answers to the prompts. I should say too, I should have said up front that I'm going to answer these prompts, but were I on a holiday, I would certainly do some reading, but the reading is not going to be a priority. Whatever place I'm going to visit, I want to explore the sights, or like I said, like if it was at the ocean, I want to sit on the beach, maybe under a umbrella. Doubtful I'd go in the water. So I'd bring the books, but I would probably want to do less reading than I normally did. Oh, actually, the books I supplied the names of are actually the answers to prompt 2, which is give examples. So Beach Read by Emily Henry and Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez are the answers to prompt 2. The third prompt is, should you leave space in your bag to bring back books bought on holiday? That would be a yes. Even though I might not read as many books on holiday because I want to see the sights and stuff, one of the sites I want to see is any local bookstore. I've only been on 2 plane trips in my life. The first was in 2003 when our department, which at the time was only 7 people, went from Connecticut to Rockford, Illinois to meet with our counterparts out there for several days. The second one was in 2019 when I went to a wedding of 2 of my friends in Missouri. And the day after the wedding, things didn't work out with meeting any of the people I would have liked to meet that I got to know online. I did a search and there was a bookstore close called Books A Million, and I went there for, I don't know, maybe an hour or 2 and just looked around, bought a couple of books, and it was just fun going into a bookstore in a city that I might well never be again. I haven't been back since. And I hadn't heard of Books A Million actually, even though I later looked and there are Books A Million in Connecticut, my home state. So I would like to leave a little space for books. At that visit to the Books A Million, I bought 2 books. One was City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab, the first book in the City of Ghosts series. I had not heard of V.E. Schwab before then. Since I've seen her all over the place on BookTube. Can't remember the name of the other book, but I didn't have a lot of space in my luggage. It was just a carry-on, so. But I would definitely want to leave space for books. I couldn't buy like my typical 6 or 7, 8 books I buy when I go to a bookstore because I wouldn't have a lot of space in my luggage, but I would want to leave space for a couple books. And for me, a visit to a bookstore isn't really complete if I haven't bought at least something. The 4th prompt is, what is your formula for working out how many books to bring? I don't have a formula. I should say that on that one personal trip I took when I went from Connecticut to Rockford, Illinois, I brought one book with me. That was the Supernaturals by... I brought one book with me. That's the Supernaturals by David L. Galenorn. I just picked this book because it's a haunted house novel, and I was reading it at the time. It was the item that I brought on the plane with me, the one item you were allowed to bring. So this is the one time when I did decide to bring a book. Of course, not a lot of experience, like I said. 2 plane trips. The one I went with my company, I don't think I brought any books. Can't remember for sure. And when I picked the 2 books to answer prompt 2 here, it was just books that I thought, I picked them because, as I said, if I'm going to go on holiday, there's going to be a beach that I'm going to spend some time on, and I want to read books that are appropriate for beaches, so I picked 2 romances that are at least sometimes spent on beaches. I'm not a fast reader, and 2 books would be a good amount. Plus, when I go to the bookstore and I get anything, I might read a little bit, a book or more that I get at the bookstore. The 5th prompt is a bonus question. What book would you recommend to someone who can't travel? A book which would make them feel like they've gone on a holiday while reading it. One book I recommend if you enjoy romances is One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searle. The protagonist travels to Italy, to a coastal town for an extended vacation. Beautiful coastal town. That's a book that will make a person feel like they're on a holiday while reading it. Unfortunately, I can't think of any books besides romances that have being on holiday as a major part of them. If I could think of them, I'd suggest them. The 6th prompt is tag others. First, I'm tagging anyone who's watching this video. I'm also going to tag a bunch of people in the description of the video. If you like to answer one or more of the prompts in a video of your own, or one or more of the prompts in my comments, please do so. If you can't think of anything else you'd like to comment, please add a beach emoji or a sun emoji or an emoji of your choice. I hope you're having a wonderful reading week. I hope you're having a wonderful week in general. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please subscribe. Please hit the bell to get notified when I upload future videos.